Good afternoon, everybody. I thank you all for joining us as we celebrate two incredible milestones. The grand opening of this beautiful extension of Terminal E, our international gateway, which is a dream come true for all of us, and the 100th anniversary of Logan International Airport. I'm Ed Frenny. I'm Director of Aviation for Massport. And I would like to recognize a number of our partners here from the state and federal security groups. First, I'd like to recognize Hank Shaw, our Massport Chief Security Officer. Hank. Colonel Jack Mon has joined us today from the Massachusetts State Police. Major Mark Lavoie, who runs the troop here that keeps us all safe and sound, Major Lavoie. And Detective Captain Tom McCarthy, who is the commander of the troop. Where are you, Tom? Someplace he's there. Joe DeGrace, the chief of our fire rescue group. Joe. From the federal side of our business, we have Bob Allison, the federal security director. And Liz Selecti, one of the senior managers with the TSA. Dan Joyce, Jack Jancy from the Customs and Border Protection Group. Ken Knopp from the FAA Regional Office. Jake Allegrini, who runs the tower here at Logan. Jake, here he is. And all our partners from the FBI and the JTTF, the Joint Terrorism Task Force that's housed here at Logan Airport. And lastly, I want to recognize the Market Development Group, Marketplace, and all our concession groups, and all our airline partners that are here today. Thank you all. Thank you again for coming, and enjoy the video.
More than an airport. It's an economic engine. $17 billion worth of exports and imports flowed through here. This airport also is part of a system that moves goods and services for key industries in the area like medical supplies, technology products, and seafood.
Good afternoon. My name is Lisa Wiseland, and I'm Massport CEO. And I want to thank all of you for joining us today for this celebration. Ed, thank you to you and your team for making sure that this is a world-class operation that we have here at Logan Airport each and every day. And I also want to thank our Massport team who helped put this event together, including that video. You know, we believe that marking Logan's 100th anniversary is about more than reflecting on what an airport has been. It's about focusing on what Logan can become. So we thought a great way to celebrate our 100th birthday was to pair it with the opening of this modernized international terminal. And we're fortunate to have such a great turnout today, including people who have been a part of our story from the past and continue to be a part of our story today. So I want to acknowledge a few people in the audience, and if you would do me a favor and just hold your applause to the end. I'll start with Massport board members who are here, our board chair, Patricia Jacobs, as well as acting transportation secretary, Monica Tibbetts-Nutt. We have our former CEO, Tom Glynn, who also chairs the MBTA board. Former FAA administrator and the former director of Logan Airport, Jane Garvey. Senate Transportation Chair, Brendan Crichton. State Senator, Edward Kennedy. The Biden administration and the Massachusetts federal delegation, who have been incredibly supportive of this project over many years, and I want to thank them as well. Secretary of Economic Development, Yvonne Howe. President of the Kraft Group International and CEO of International Forest Products, Dan Kraft. CEO and President of the Greater Boston Chamber of Commerce, Jim Rooney. And we have some former elected officials here who have also been a part of the project. Former Senate President Robert Travellini and former State Senator Joe Boncore. Massport's current Director of Capital Programs, Luciana Berti, and her predecessor, Sam Slyman, who helped manage this project with their great teams. And of course, a special thank you to John Fish and Suffolk Construction for building this amazing terminal. We have the Executive Director of Moiti, Jeevan Ramapriya, and several Councils General representing countries from across the world, Martha Sheridan, the CEO of Meet Boston, and many community collaborators, labor leaders, and business partners. We appreciate you all coming out for this today. We view our mission here at Massport as connecting people and goods to the world. And the best part of facilitating that connection is the human connectivity. You all go out, you build relationships across the country and the globe, and you continue to nurture them over many years. During my tenure here at Massport, I think one of the deepest relationships that I have observed is between the people of Boston and Massachusetts and the people of Israel, whether it be family, friends, colleagues, or business partners. And as we celebrate Logan's 100th anniversary today, Israel also celebrates its 75th anniversary this year. And some of us have had the good fortune of being able to visit that beautiful country, and that's all made possible because of flights that exist between Boston and Tel Aviv. And back in 2015, Tom and Ed worked with the business community to bring El Al here, nonstop service between Boston and Tel Aviv. And of course, during the pandemic, we lost all international service here, and we worked hard again with business leaders and community groups to restore that El Al service, and also to bring another nonstop international flight. Thank you to Delta Airlines. And so when we heard the news last Saturday of the terrible terrorist acts, we were outraged. The violent details were truly horrifying. And so as we begin this celebration here today of this place that prides itself on connecting communities like we have done between Boston and Israel, I want to say that we stand proudly with the people of Israel as they respond, recover, and rebuild. My heart and my prayer are with you. You know, moments like this celebration can also be clarifying. And for me, the modernization of Terminal E is really a symbol of Logan's mission and also its commitment. It shows our commitment to safety and security. That is our #1 priority. If we do nothing else, we must get that right each and every day. And the state-of-the-art TSA checkpoint that has been installed will help us achieve that priority, while also providing passengers with a better experience. Terminal E speaks to our commitment to connect family and friends, businesses, and students. Today, we have 53 nonstop flights going to 53 different destinations. Today also brings to life our commitment to be an economic engine for the city, for the Commonwealth, and the entire New England region. Boston and Massachusetts are home to numerous travel-intensive industries, as well as producers of high-value cargo that help power our economy. These companies do business across the country and globe, and this modernized terminal will provide them a more customer-centric and a more forward-looking experience. Terminal E also demonstrates our commitment to the environment. with electric-powered gates, charging infrastructure for electric ground service equipment, and anticipation of a LEED Gold certification. We believe that Massport can and must be an economic leader and a climate leader. And that is an and, not an or. This building, this project also reflects our commitment to the aviation ecosystem, an ecosystem here at Logan that through good times and bad has proven remarkable resiliency. Over the last decade, as international travel continued to increase, it was clear we needed to update this terminal, which was built in 1974, to support the growth of our economy. And then, of course, when the pandemic hit, things changed a bit, but the team went to great lengths to make sure this project continued, and we went to great lengths to make sure the people who were working here to build it were safe. And we also kept our commitment to the community to build Pierce Park 2, which we are so excited to open later this year. And so after the program, as you are taking a look at this amazing facility and the passenger amenities, what I hope that you will take away from the celebration of Logan's 100th and the opening of this modern terminal is that it reinforces our commitment to the people that we serve each and every day and to fulfill our mission to connect you to the world. And now it is my pleasure to introduce the Governor of Massachusetts. You know, airlines want to invest here because it's a great place to do business and because obviously everything that Boston and Massachusetts has to offer. And we have a governor who is focused on keeping Massachusetts competitive, and we think her participation in today's event highlights that. So please join me in giving a very warm welcome to Governor Maura Healey.
Wow, well, what an exciting day. What an exciting day for Massachusetts, for Boston, really for all of us. And, you know, it's a heavy day. It is a heavy day. And, you know, I want you to know that I too, and on behalf of our entire administration, share our deep commitment to Israel. And I think most importantly in the immediate, supporting friends here and abroad, families here and abroad, as we work to get through this very trying time. I also, you know, driving in, was thinking there's no place I'd rather be, because I know how much the teams work on security here and making sure that everything is done and that nothing is missed, and not just on a day like today, when we do have heightened alerts around the country, but every day. And so I want to begin by also acknowledging the men and women in law enforcement and those who support them, so many out of sight, out of mind, as it should be. But I thank you for your care and commitment and continued vigilance on behalf of the well-being of the folks in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the many, many hundreds of thousands of visitors that come in and out of here every single day. So thank you for that. It also is fittingly, because it's not a Saturday or Sunday, it is only a weekday, so therefore the sun is shining, as it should be on this wonderful, wonderful birthday celebration. I want to thank Lisa for her incredible stewardship, leadership of Massport. I want to thank Ed Frenny for his continued stewardship of this great entity, all the staff. We have so many board members and chairs and former chairs and others who have helped make this place so special over the years, and I am grateful to you and to your teams. It's wonderful to be here alongside our fabulous mayor of the city of Boston, Michelle Wu. The mayor and I work in close partnership with one another, and she came by plane to Massachusetts many years ago. I just was driven down in an old Dodge Caravan, but she actually came to Massachusetts through this very airport, and it's great to be with you here today. I know there's so much we mutually look to celebrate. To all of our legislative partners, thank you for the work that you do. Senator, great to see you, and we look forward to continued partnership on so much. We also have business leaders from all over. We thank you. I know we're going to hear from Linda Henry in a little bit, but we thank you for your belief in this great Commonwealth, all that is possible. We have a tremendous history to celebrate, but what is particularly worth celebrating and noting is our future, what we are about as a state. I just left a meeting a little while ago with the Chilean ambassador. You know, one of the things I do in my job is I meet with a lot of people who come and want to do business and who we want to have do business here in Massachusetts. And each and every one of them, he's flying out. I won't say when he's flying out. I learned that much security interest. But needless to say, he's going to get back to Chile at some point through this very terminal. And it's really, really exciting. Just in my short time, the number of business leaders from around the world who've come to meet with our administration and team through this very terminal, and the number of heads of states and ambassadors. I mean, it is real, and I just want to say that as a testament to the importance of this particular facility. To members of our team, as mentioned, we have our Acting Secretary of Transportation, Monica Tibbetts-Nutt. We have our Secretary of Economic Development, Yvonne Howe, along with other members of our administration here today to celebrate this beautiful modernized terminal. So I don't know, how many of you were looking at that red thing the last few years running? What is going on? And also, what a great color. This is a particularly special color that envelops this building. And it's really, really sleek and elegant and befitting who we are here in Boston and Massachusetts. And, you know, to John Fish and the Suffolk team and all of the contractors, designers, I can't even imagine, who helped make this happen. Thank you for delivering such a beautiful product. So with this, I think it represents how we are leading and how we're going to lead truly this world forward. It represents us turning innovation into opportunity, working to solve big challenges, from curing diseases to protecting our planet. So much of that is only going to happen and be enabled through this very facility. This expansion indeed reflects and responds to the demand around the world for access to Massachusetts and access to Boston, because people know we are one of the greatest places on earth. We truly are, and that is to be celebrated. It's also for us to build and lengthen our lead on here in the state. Now, we have known, even from the earliest days when things did look very different, that Logan Airport has been a critical economic engine for our state. It connects our people and our businesses to nations around the world. It brings us tourists and students and talents and business partners and innovators and investors. It's our welcome center and our front door. These fantastic new upgrades at Terminal E are going to help supercharge that engine and help us to elevate our image on the world stage. It's going to be the first thing, of course, that visitors see, and they will experience a safe, modern, attractive, sustainable, thank you, and efficient infrastructure. And importantly, when they go back home, they're going to talk about their experience. I'm also grateful to the commitment that Lisa noted to Massport's roadmap for net zero by 2031. I, too, share a belief that while there are challenges for us, for Boston, for Massachusetts, these are opportunities. When it comes to addressing issues of sustainability and resilience, when it comes to building and ensuring that Massachusetts and this region, we are the hub for climate innovation, not just in our country, but worldwide, that's going to happen because of the engine that's going to draw people through these doors. So we're thrilled to see the completion of this new step forward at Logan Airport. I was excited with the Bruins' 100th anniversary, I must say. That was great. But in particular, you know, this is something so impactful, well beyond the region when you think about what this terminal means. I also want to thank the airlines for their investments. We have a lot of airlines. We're growing, the number of routes. It's exciting, and it does speak to the leadership here at Massport and the opportunity that people recognize in Boston and in Massachusetts. And I appreciate as well the work of all the folks here who are working day in and day out to deliver such quality service. I also just want to say thank you to the Biden administration. Congratulate Massport on its partnership with the Biden administration. As you know, as a state, we are competing. Quentin Palfrey, our director of our Office of Federal Funds and Infrastructure, a new creation, is here today. And we are competing for every single last dollar available because we want our state to grow and thrive in so many different ways. And that effort is paying off. Just a couple weeks ago, we won $100 million that's going to go support important transportation infrastructure, unlocking economic development from Pittsfield all the way to Boston. We also secured another $100 million over 5 years in CHIPS and Science funding for microelectronics. Again, more people will be coming here to help us build and grow those industries. And of course, we were delighted to be selected as the national hub for ARPA-H, which is the federal program that is going to unleash and unlock medical innovation like never seen before, bringing people and ideas from around the world to Boston and to Massachusetts. So congratulations to all who worked so hard to see this day to its fruition. Happy birthday. Best wishes for continued partnership and success as we take Massachusetts and Boston to new heights.
Governor, thank you for your leadership. We're so fortunate to have you leading this great state, and we're also so proud to be a part of Team Massachusetts. In addition to having great leadership at the state level, we're very fortunate to have strong leadership at the local level as well. We're thrilled to have Mayor Michelle Wu here, who knows that investments in infrastructure lead to economic growth, job growth, and also greater mobility. Please give me a warm welcome for Boston Mayor Michelle Wu.
Great to see everyone here. Thank you so much, Lisa, for your incredible leadership throughout your tenure here, for all that you do for the city of Boston and beyond, and to your entire team. Thank you to the governor and all of our state partners. It has been a dream to have this administration and to see, even in just a short period of time, the collaboration, the intensity. I even actually literally have my Team Massachusetts cap now that I got from Secretary Howe. So we are in there in this moment to make sure that Boston, Massachusetts, and the entire Commonwealth are doing our best to grab a hold of the challenges and therefore the opportunities that exist for all of us, and I couldn't be more excited to partner with you. Congratulations to everyone on an incredible milestone. Looks pretty good for 100 years old, I would say. You don't get to be a century of history without a commitment to delivering exceptional services, without the hunger to innovate and stay ahead of the curve, and without the commitment to be grounded in the community where you are based in. And Massport and Logan, in some ways, have really shown, even just through that video presentation, the type of innovation that's needed in each era of Boston and Massachusetts history to help us as a community stay ahead of the curve, and we're so grateful. Looking out at this crowd, it also feels a little bit like a family reunion to see so many Massport alums here in one place, and I will just say thank you, because so many of the leadership roles occupied and brightened by folks throughout our city are held by people who have come through this organization and contributed to the success over these decades. You're not dating back 100 years in a modern era. Thank you for all that you do, and just to see folks like Jose Masso and Ms. Garvey and now Tom leaning in on the MBTA board as well. We're so grateful for the human capital legacy that Massport has left as well. 100 years ago to today, you all remain the gateway to our global economy, You are the connection to our cultural partners that reflect the heritages of so many of our residents. And you are our access point to innovation leadership across the entire world. You are what makes it possible, as the governor has said, to drive Massachusetts and Boston's leading edge in shaping world history and being on the front end of making big things happen. We have seen the role that has played even just in this very challenging time coming out of the pandemic. I've been very proud to tout the statistics that in June of this year, more international passengers came through Logan than in June pre-pandemic of 2019. And that is thanks to not just a sort of, letting it happen on its own, but incredibly hard work in creating the facilities and the welcoming front face to that, in chasing down the flights and the access points, and on the economic side, really ensuring that we are working together in tourism, in the conventions, in all that we can showcase here in this area to keep that connection point going and growing. It is part of the legacy of the city of Boston applied broadly. We have been safe harbor for nearly 400 years now. That first place that people can come from all around the world to find a home and to build their life and their family here. And whereas that first was by ship many hundreds of years ago, more often than not, it is through these doors. I will say I mostly ended up as a college student coming by plane, but the very first trip was by minivan because I had way too many books that I needed to bring with me. And so, so many of us have found a home here in Massachusetts through the ability to get back and forth easily and through the ability to connect from all parts of the world to know that we belong here, but also that we are connected to every part of our culture and our families as well. Most of all, I want to thank Logan and Massport for being such a strong local partner, for recognizing that in addition to the role you occupy on the international stage, you are one of our most important anchor institutions right here at home. And so from the Community Advisory Board efforts and the careful and growing relationship that, we're a family, and so that requires a lot of continued growth and listening. But the relationships with local neighborhoods are in a very different space now than in several decades ago, and that continues to grow, and we are eager to be part of shaping and ensuring that the benefits from all the investments here continue to accrue to our local residents in Boston as well, and those who live closely nearby. We also learn a lot from the climate leadership of this institution and how the aviation industry and airports are going to play a key role in how our global greening efforts go. There's so much innovation that Massport is really bringing to life that we can all draw on and take into other spaces in our anchor institutions throughout the city. And finally, my heart is always with the legacy that we are leaving for our next generation and for our young people. And in this space, I'm very excited and grateful that Massport has been such a strong partner here as we think about how public education will be reshaped in Boston, as we are embarking on rebuilding Madison Park Vocational Technical High School. The aviation industry has already stepped up. So many of the airline partners have said, we're going to be here, we're going to plug right into the opportunities for our young people to be taking up the jobs, the career pathways to fill the next 100 years of that human capital legacy here. Thank you for all that you do. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you, Mayor Wu, and we look forward to working with you and your team as we do just what you described, develop the workforce for the future that will lead this organization into the next century. So speaking of people who understand centuries and celebrate milestones, our next speaker leads an institution that is more than 100 years old. And that institution also is deeply devoted to the communities it serves and has had to adapt and evolve over time to continue to fulfill its mission. We are so fortunate to have the CEO of the Boston Globe and Boston Globe Media joining us. Please give a warm welcome to Linda Henry.
Hello, I am so excited to be here with all of you on this beautiful day, celebrating such an important milestone in this really, really beautiful new facility. So as Lisa mentioned, we at the Boston Globe have a soft spot for celebrating milestones, having just finished our sesquicentennial celebration in 2022. And as a tip, we made it a year-long event, so feel free to keep this party going. These historic moments are not only a fun reason to celebrate and get those great custom cookies, but they also provide a chance to remember our history and tell our story with a longer lens as we reflect on our growth and accomplishments and even learn from our missteps when we didn't really fulfill our values. These big anniversaries also give us the opportunity to declare our goals for the future and our commitment to serving the community. We can see that from the people that are here today, all of the different community leaders. I want to give a special thank you to the remarkable leaders that we've heard from already. So Ed, thank you for your many years of service to Logan and for your expert management of Logan's daily safety. This is a really complicated work and you've executed it so well. Lisa, you have expertly steered the ship of CEO as Massport. You were in this role for less than a year when the pandemic broke out, bringing unprecedented logistical, safety, and economic challenges to keep Massachusetts open and running. Under your guidance, Logan Airport has thrived, expanding its physical boundaries and soaring to new heights in service, sustainability, and modernization. We're really grateful for your enlightened stewardship, as we've been calling it, of this $22 billion economic engine in Massachusetts, and congratulations on the historic milestone. Governor Healey, you are championing so much of what we see here today: innovation, new job growth, encouraging Team Massachusetts to work together across the Commonwealth. It is such an important message and such an important mission that you're leading for all of us, so thank you for pushing us forward. And Mayor Wu, you are leading Boston with passion and purpose, guiding our city towards a more equitable and sustainable future. And this is the second centennial celebration that you have marked in less than 24 hours. Thank you for showing up for your community in so many ways. And thank all of you here today for your dedication to the growth, prosperity, and health of our communities and to Boston's iconic Logan Airport, a signature gateway to our region. I want to acknowledge in particular the ambitious and forward-looking plan by Lisa and Ed to make Massport net zero by 2031. The commitment and vision to be doing this modernization the right way, with substantial investments in the sustainable infrastructure and operations. This forward-looking innovation is a hallmark of what we do here in Massachusetts. You may be wondering why I'm speaking here today. I wondered the same thing at first too. But as Lisa pointed out to me, there is a lot in common between the Boston Globe and Logan Airport, aside from being old. We are community pillars, integral to the operation and function of the region. We are some of the great visionary projects that were launched last century that are benefiting all of us today. And I'll include Fenway Park in this, who, by the way, tips its hat to the beautiful red that you were able to do here. Fenway celebrated its 111th season in that lyric little bandbox this year. These institutions share common missions and are committed to public service, safety, and the well-being, connection, and inspiration of people who live and visit here. These institutions know what it takes to be in service to our communities 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 162 games, 365 days a year. We also know that strong local journalism strengthens our community, just as a strong and modern airport provides commerce, connection, and a trusted point to embark on adventures and to welcome you back home. And a strong ball team would keep us up late in October. The Globe is proud to have chronicled all 100 years of Logan Airport's history, telling the stories of the region's own transformation, starting with September 9th, 1923. The front page of the Boston Sunday Globe noting the, quote, huge crowd at airport dedication, and capturing the records being broken and the results of the light flight races that marked the celebratory openings and who the youngest pilot was. And there was a lot of really proud record breaking in those days. The Boston Globe even managed to humbly congratulate ourselves at the Logan's Airport, noting our tech superiority with the headline, quote, camera catches 2 of the big events at opening of East Boston Airport. I note this self-congratulation as an example because institutions only get to celebrate 100 or 150 years if they continuously invest, evolve, and adapt. Our two institutions have undergone tremendous change and innovation with continuous investments and a steadfast commitment to better serving this community. While the Globe has expanded into a cutting-edge multimedia newsroom serving readers in countless ways on all different platforms, Logan has expanded and modernized from those first 4 hangars, serving as a portal for millions of visitors from around the world, to where we are standing today in the state-of-the-art, beautiful terminal. This is what continuous improvement involves. The Globe has diligently told the story of Logan Airport, and sometimes even in glowing terms. In 1945, as World War II was winding down, United Airlines started service from Boston to San Francisco via Chicago. On that same day, TWA began West Coast service by Pittsburgh. This was major. It was national news on radio. It was broadcast across the country, and our Boston editorial called the two coast routes, quote, the most profoundly gratifying development that the region has seen. We even listed Logan's international flights in the newspaper well into the 1960s once those were going. Our reporters continue to document every high and low throughout the historic airline mergers, expansions, Logan's role as an economic engine for the region. Our award-winning travel reporters have take you along for adventures, whether exploring that new direct flight from Boston to Honolulu, giving you advice on the best snacks, and dining inside Logan's upgraded terminal lounges, or sharing the best ways to make the most of your connection in Boston. Our journalism tells us stories that it might inspire you to travel, while Logan helps you physically transport you to your destination and welcome you on your return. To aggregate this century of storytelling, we are thrilled to unveil an exciting new exhibit that we've collaborated on with Massport. Now on view, inside the revamped Terminal E, visitors arriving and departing will be greeted with this 30-foot visual stunner featuring photographs from 65 current and former Boston Globe photographers. Some of them were even taken 2 at the same event. A special shout out to our photo editor, Bill Green, and to our indispensable research assistant, Jeremiah Mannion, for combing through the Globe archives to uncover this treasure trove of images and to help Massport tell the story of Logan Airport. And thanks also to our Director of Marketing, Erin Magrin, who's here with us today, who worked with Massport's fantastic team for many months to bring this project to light. So in addition to the many fantastic photos on display, the exhibit provides a timeline of our shared history, of moments that shaped our region, that challenged us and brought us closer together as a community. I hope you all go and check it out on your way out here today. And so thanks to each of you here and those in our community who continue to support our vital community pillars like Logan Airport and the Boston Globe. As we look to the future, let's think about what institutions we can seed today to serve Massachusetts and be celebrated in the next century, which is what more our governor's administration is all about. And at the same time, as we continue to invest in innovation and adapt institutions like the Globe and Logan to help facilitate, document, and serve our community for the next 100 years. Happy Centennial Logan Airport. Thanks for safely connecting our region to the world.
Thank you, Linda, and thank you to your team. Putting this exhibit together was truly remarkable. When we thought about how would we chronicle Logan's 100-year history, there was only one partner to bring about. So thank you so much, and really, I do hope you all have a chance to check it out. It is a multimedia experience. You can use your phones, access the QR codes to go deeper into Logan's history, or just enjoy the short introductions for a variety of themes that have really dominated this airport over the last 100 years. So thank you all for being here. And of course, now we have to do the ribbon cutting. So if I could invite our guest speakers to come up and a few others as well, we'd love to do the ribbon cutting with all of you.